are going to discuss basic programming terminologies and implement them on our first C# code example. So let's go. What is an error? Error is a malicious, faulty, or a bad chunk of code that can harm your system or can produce unexpected results. What does that mean? Don't worry, I'll show you in a little bit. What is the difference between error and warning? Warnings are just like advices that a compiler gives to you. If you like to pay attention on them, then it's okay. Otherwise, nothing severe will happen. Errors cannot be passed by the compiler. Code with errors can never be compiled, but code with warning will are passed by the compiler, and code will compile and execute successfully. So, there are two types of errors. One is syntax error and the other is semantic error. What is syntax error? Errors related to the code. For example, let's move to the this is a code from first lecture, and let's create a syntax error. For example, the mistake we forget to place the closing braces of main code block and compile our project. You see, there were build errors. Would you like to continue and run the last successful build? Always press no. And this is the error. Expected. Now the error is gone. So this is the syntax error. Error which is in your code. You write a code and somehow you forget to fulfill the requirements of the code. So you will get an error. Compiler will give you an error. Okay. Code will not compile. The code didn't compile. The next one is semantic error. Errors related to the logic. Your syntax is correct, but the logic you have used in your code is wrong. Code will compile, but produces unexpected results. From your point of view, everything will be correct. Your syntax is correct, code is correct, your logic is correct, and program executes successfully. But the output of the code will be unexpected. Just for the sake of understanding, we'll produce these type of errors later on in this course. Okay, what is namespace? Namespace is a library which has references to the classes. For example, this system is a namespace. Hover mouse over it. Namespace system. System is namespace and it references to the class console. Console is the class which is defined in the system namespace. So system namespace has the reference to the console class. If we comment this system namespace out, then you can see that console is not defined. In the error, the name console does not exist in the current context because the reference is gone. Okay. Next is access specifiers. Access specifiers actually defines the scope of the code flow. There are actually 5 types of access specifiers, but we are concerned with only 3 because these are the basic ones. Private, accessible within class only, in which it is declared. Protected, accessible within class, in which it is declared, and in derived classes. Public, accessible with all classes under the same namespace. For example, this public class, or if you write a public method in it, we write this method, and this access specifier of this method is public, and access specifier of the class in which this method is declared is also public. So this function print can be accessed within this class or any other class which is defined under the namespace of my first example. Now let's see these specifiers in action. First, make it private, and in this console, capital C, console dot right line, name, and string. This private is the access specifier of the method, void is the return type, and print is the method name or function name. And these parentheses after the name of the function are the space where we write our parameters or arguments. This function says to the calling function that, hey, I'm using one argument of string type, so make a use of it. Print and pass a string. What's wrong with it? We will write the function in the same class, make it private, and use it in the main function. According to our definition of the private access specifier, accessible within the class only in which it is declared. So we are using it in the same class. Why is giving this error? Read the error carefully. An object reference is required for non-static field, method or property. Program.print string. You see, this main method is static, and this print function is non-static. We cannot call a non-static member function from a static function. Either we have to make this function static or remove static from main function. So make it static. Error is gone. Now cut this line and paste it here. Run the program. Hello, I asked. Hello was written from the main method, and Ayaz was written from the print method. Okay. The next one is protected. Let's create another class, public class new program, and inherit it from program. So this is the base class, and new program is the derived class. According to the definition, this new class can access the member function of the base class if the function is declared as protected. So static void name. As you can see that this method is static. So according to the definition of static keyword tells the compiler that this method or variable is not a part of any class and does not require an object to access this method or variable. What does mean that? Read this part carefully. And does not require an object to access them. Does not require an object. So So we don't need to create an object or base class. Simply write program dot print and give string here. That's it. No error, nothing is wrong, no error, no warnings, all good. These are, as I said, these are the parameters. But this tab, this is a special type of parameter known as command line parameters. We are not going to talk about this now, but we'll discuss in the future. Okay. This word is the return type. This tells the compiler that this main method is not returning anything. Okay. Now let's see the last example. The last access specifier, public. Make this function public, and we can access this function without making any items. That's it. No error. Code is perfect. What are functions? Functions are special types of code blocks with name, return type, and parameter list. Like I said, this is the function. Main is the function name, void is the return type, and this parentheses are the parameter list. Function avoids repetition of code. But we have written the print function once. Increase readability. You have to read code at one place, and you can understand the functionality of it. You don't need to go different places and don't need to look into the code and see what's happening there. Reduce complexity. It's understood. If the code is increasing readability, then it is reducing complexity. Thank you for being here with me. Hopefully you will find this helpful. See you in the next lecture. Till then, stay blessed, have fun, but don't forget to practice the code.